Good morning everyone, and today we're checking out a brand new video from the Ink Tank. That's right, we're finally back to check out as they give more ultimate forms to Omniverse Aliens Part 2. Now, one thing I actually have to say real quick before we get into this, sorry about that, is that from the thumbnail, we can tell that Walkatrout is going to be in this episode, and from what I had gleaned just from glancing at the thumbnail, the ultimate form is truly what you would think as an ultimate Walkatrout. This is going to be absolutely hilarious. Let's hop in and see if they can turn the worst into the best. Alright, Ash, what you got?
Good evening, Internet World and Universe. This is Ash, and welcome back to
Hey,
the
man.
Drawing Matrix. Today we are back to finally conclude our Ultimates Overhauled series.
Oh wow, this is the final episode? Whoa, I was not expecting that.
I know. It's taken me 3 years, but I'm finally getting there. Now, typically in these
3
videos,
years.
I cover 5 aliens each, but there's only going to be like 2 transformations left after the Outbreak aliens, so I'm just going to knuckle down for a long-haul overhaul and finish rounding off the Omniverse set. Today, I will be
Alright,
covering Walkatrout, The Worst, Molestache, Pesky Dust, Kickin' Hawk, Bullfrag, and Gut Rot. So let's get
Not
cooking.
bad.
Are you kidding me?
Kicking
Yeah, we're starting off with the funniest.
off the Outbreak aliens, we have the disappointment to not only Ben, but Darwin's theory itself, Walkatrout. Now, Walkatrout is a fish with legs, and that's it. No
That's
gimmick,
it.
no cool power, he can walk and he's slippery, and that's it. I know I'm an advocate for aliens not needing cool powers, but he makes me eat my words just a little bit. Now, for his ultimate, I argued with myself a lot. As peeps know, I have this bucket.
This is a bucket.
Of legs.
Do I succumb to my hunger and take his legs? He is a fish, they'd be pretty tasty. But if I did that, then I'm taking away his one gimmick, and then he's just a fish, which is arguably
Yeah.
more boring. Now, my next thought was to actually double down
From a fish with legs to just a fish. What does he have literally going for him? Nothing.
in reverse and give him like a lot of legs. You know, like elongate his body to be kind of like an eel, that way he could be kind of like a
Ooh.
fish centipede thing. Next I thought,
Creepy.
why not push his gimmick to a point that I actually find it funny? So I slapped some anchor arms on his legs, beefing them up to be extremely muscular.
between my thighs.
Oh!
He can actually fight, but as an added ability, comboing these powerful legs with his regular super slipperiness, he has what I call slip speed, letting him slide around quickly and making him crazy maneuverable. I mean, not
That
like
is
a
kinda
speedster
cool.
level, but like pretty damn fast. I also beefed up his head fin for ramming or fish slapping the fuck out of someone. Now, I know this ultimate is super goofy,
Like I said, it's Walkatrout. What can you do except make it funny?
but I am so happy with it. It honestly just feels kinda right, you know? Anyway, to recap, as far as his new abilities, he has super strong, beefy legs that he can combo with his slipperiness to make slip speed, and a more powerful head fin for slapping people. As far as his trade-offs, his arms are pretty much useless now. Every day is leg day for Walkatrout.
Every
Other
day
than
is
that,
leg
may I
day.
present my take on an ultimate Walkatrout that I dub Codpiece.
Okay, and even the name he's coming up with it is funny. Oh lord, this is absolutely perfect to start off recordings.
Ultimate Walkatrout.
Next up,
Why you pick that lame-o alien? He's like the worst.
Though he may seem to be the worst as far as usefulness is concerned, he has proven to actually be one of the best defensive aliens. Him being seemingly indestructible with no other notable abilities kinda goes along with the theory that sometimes in survival of the fittest, the simplest life forms thrive.
Often the simplest organism is the strongest.
To keep on theme,
Surprisingly
however,
true.
I am giving him the worst offensive ability that I can think of. You know, they say the best offense is a good defense, so in this instance, the worst offense should be a bad defense, right? Something that should hurt him. What I'm trying to say is that I'm giving him cancer.
You gave me cancer?
oh my god.
Make this.
This new power is cellular mass expansion. This idea stems from cancerous cell and protist syndrome, in that cells uncontrollably grow to the point that it's too much for the body to handle. Atrocian cells being near indestructible make me think they probably take a long time to die off naturally, and that generating new cells would create a kind of buildup of additional masses of flesh. He can use this additional mass to throw his weight around, slamming it.
We went from a walking fish to actual living cancer. Oh my god, that is two sides of the same coin, from the funniest to what could be described as literally the saddest.
Enemies, or shift his mass around in a kind of gross squash and stretch kind of way, sending the momentum of attacks back at enemies. He can also pop off globs to lob at people too. Anyway, to recap, for his new abilities, he has cellular mass expansion, a new gross squash and stretch reactive body, and can pop off polyps of himself. As far as his trade-offs, he is in agonizing pain always. I don't know if I'm proud of this or not. Other than that, I present my take on an ultimate the worst that I dub Boil Over.
Ultimate rewards.
What's going on, everybody? Fro the bro with the fro here, and I'm here to tell you about my new series, Little X Big D, premiering right here on the Ink Tank. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Fro, you're getting your own series on the Ink Tank? That's right. Check it out.
Alright, what you got?
Tell me where I'll beg a once, or this guy will do what this guy does.
Next up to bat, we have Kyber's sleep paralysis alien, Pesky Dust. Now, Pesky Dust is terrifying. Proven so by Kyber practically pissing his pants at the sight of the Sandman and Tooth Fairy love child. We see that Nemuina can invade and influence people's dreams to get information easily. Evolutionarily, why would they need to do that? Could be the fact that they're small and physically weak and they use it as a defensive measure. Or, my theory, that they use it to feed. I think there's a dark underbelly to the species that the Ultimatrix can bring to the surface. For my ultimate Pesky Dust, the frail—
Man, this is almost in the same limelight as when people were saying that tooth fairies are a kind of subspecies of the bigger, more aggressive bone fairies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, give Google a quick search, because then you'll find exactly what I'm talking about.
The body of the Nemuina cracks open and twists into a rough texture, their skin becoming the sleep sand that they generate. This toughens them physically and makes them more adept to fighting in close combat, but as an added bonus, they can project thoughts through the sand, manipulating it to give them the ability to change their appearance. He can manipulate—
Oh, so it's kind of like that hypnotic bug that is the predator of Big Chill. Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Now that would actually be a good thing if we want to keep going with the Ultimate's overhaul. Ultimate Predators.
Manipulate it to look like whatever he or someone else imagines. Think of your absolute worst nightmare. Pesky Dust can now pluck it from your brain and sick it on you like a dog. He can even have them act as independent constructs, attacking you while he sneaks up from behind to feed on your brain. Why does Pesky Dust roll his R's so much? Because he's got a long mosquito-like proboscis tongue to slurp your brain out through your ear, sleeping or not. While under his doze, he can mildly control people and have them act as sleepwalking zombies. Anyway, for his new abilities, his overall strength and durability increase, he can project thought imagery through his sand to manipulate it into various forms, he exposes his creepy stabby tongue, and he can make sleepwalking zombies. As far as his trade-offs, his cute facade has shattered and you can see how creepy he actually is.
Oh, wait, so now you're also taking, like, ideas from Subliminal.
Then that may present my take on an ultimate Pesky Dust that I dub Napparition.
Okay, that's still a good name. I like that name. And I like that
I'm
design.
beginning to suspect we are not in Bellwood anymore.
Next up, we have Ben's most powerful alien according to Vilgax circa 1773, Molstache. Arguably the most combat capable of the quote-unquote useless joke aliens, Molstache is just a pleasant add-on to the roster. He's just this posh little dude that'll kick your ass the real man's way. with a mustache.
This is what a real mustache looks like.
For his ultimate, it took
Love
me a
it.
while to come up with a decent concept.
Even though he's British, love it.
Tryin' Ryan's what they calls me, and you may find my take on his ultimate to be a bit shocking. Everyone agrees that Ben needs more electric aliens, right? I'm
honestly
keeping
don't know.
things kind of simple. We're covering his body completely with hair, akin to the Chewbacca or Cousin It look. All that hair rubbing against itself creates a large amount of static electricity that he can store up until he feels like giving someone a big old hug. I am, however, going
tease
to
a
restrict
hug.
his electrical discharge to only occur with physical contact, mainly because that's kind of how static electricity works, but also because literally every electric alien can fire it as a projectile, and this would kind of set him apart a little bit. Kinda. Plus, he can still extend out
alright.
his hair, so he does have some range, just not projectile range. Also, I based him a bit off of long-haired guinea pigs, in that his eyes are usually covered with hair, but whenever he
Isn't it
zaps,
cute?
his hair stands up, revealing his eyes. Anyway, for his new abilities, he is now completely covered in his maneuverable hair, giving him a wider range of attack, and he can generate and discharge static electricity via physical touch. As far
Not
as his
bad.
trade-offs, he has fairly restricted vision. One, because his hair covers his eyes, but two, because moles in real life have very poor vision. Other than that, may I
Which just
present
makes
my
sense.
take on an ultimate mole stash that I dub Molehawk.
Ultimate mole stash. Quite unprecedented.
Luckily, I know a guy.
Who's gonna kick your teeth in?
Oh, here we go.
Rounding off the
Kickin'
Outbreak
Hawk.
aliens, we have the Kung Fu fighting chicken, Kickin' Hawk. In an episode of Random
Buck
Alien
off.
Debuts, Kickin' Hawk feels the most random to me. The theme of the Outbreak episode seemed like it was supposed to be don't undermine the little guys, which made me think they would use them to beat Siphon's crew. But no, just give Ben a Chad rooster with knives for elbows. That works. For his ultimate, I wanted to kick up the
course.
kicking of his chicken. He's already a badass fighter, and I want to push that even further and make him a juggernaut. And what is a
You want to make him a full-on Halucha from Pokemon.
juggernaut of poultry in the real world? The Vietnamese Dong Tao chicken.
I'm sorry,
These
the what?
boys are thick. And
Dude, look at the legs. Now that is a full-on drumstick. Like, hold on. Look at that. Look at that. That is thick as all heck. Oh my god.
are thick. And they look terrifying.
That's
which is exactly
spicy.
what I'm going for with this ultimate. Coined the dragon chicken, their rough red legs look like they're covered in scales. This reminded me the fact that
That also looks painful as all hell for them.
birds
Oh
evolved from
god.
dinosaurs. So we are going to be making a big stabby dino chicken nugget by tripling his overall size into that of a small Zilla. With his legs now gigantified,
Okay, now you're definitely just making Garudamon from Digimon. But I'm not hating. I like it.
they pack an extra megaton of wallop into his kicks. Plus, I'm adding on a retractable piston talon that comes out from the center of his foot, giving him a piercing
That looks a little that looks moving on.
stomp and stab attack. Lastly, I'm wanting to make him really spread his wings and thrive. Working off of his bladed elbows, the wings not only allow him to fly, but they also carry a fan of blade growths in them. So now he has a lot more big slice and spinning slash attacks. Dude's pirouette will slice you to pieces. So, to
Damn.
recap, for his new abilities, he gets
That's
an
awesome.
overall physical strength boost and durability boost thanks to his scales. He has piston kick talons. He can fly thanks to his new bladed wings. And just for the hell of it, he can also breathe fire, because most big lizard monsters
what?
can,
Yes.
and some ultimates get random abilities. As far as his trade-offs,
That's good.
he technically loses his arms because they are now wings. I really prefer chicken thighs over wings, but this is fine, I guess. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate kickin' hawk that I dub Rotisserex.
Not bad at all.
Ultimate chicken head.
I actually like that a lot.
Is that all you got? I got snot made of stronger stuff than you.
Bullfrag.
Next up, we have my only competition.
Now, actually, here's a question. What can you actually do for Bullfrag, considering he's already a Chad Frog? Like, the only thing I could think would be to somehow give him the ability to spawn in little ones. Oh god, don't give him a spawning ability, please. Princess Atea cannot handle that yet. She's not fit to be a mother.
For Atea's hand in marriage, Bullfrag. Bullfrag probably has my favorite alien debut in Omniverse, being the twist reveal in the Frogs of War arc. The inclusion of an incursion transformation being used as a disguise is such a fun idea. Plus, he has the one line in the show I quote more than anything else.
Don't blame me, blame this DNA.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But today, you can blame both me and the DNA, because for this ultimate, I wanted to make him a bit more froggy. Frogs are my favorite animal, and the incursion species could stand to be a bit more frog-like in my opinion. First off, I'm taking his vocal sac and turning that thing up to 11. Incursions can already croak, but doing this gives him a new ability that I call Croak Cannon. Essentially, his croaking is so loud and powerful now that it can generate shockwaves of sound that shake everything around him. He can even channel these waves through his body into attacks. And to really push this new power, I'm giving him vocal sacs on his arms and feet as well. When the vocal sacs are full of air and vibrating, they act kind of like boxing gloves and can transfer the croak shockwave directly into a target, making for riveting stun punches and launching heel hops. I'm also giving him a bit of a boxing motif inspired by Bullfrag's very Sylvester Stallone sounding voice, and with boxing on the mind, it made me think of a fun visual of him hanging someone upside down by his tongue and using them as a punching bag. Anyway, to recap, for his new abilities, his Croak Cannon can generate—
Why do I now want an animated clip of Bullfrag yelling out Adrian? Damn you, Ash.
powerful shockwaves, and his additional vocal sacs can act as boxing gloves and moon shoes. As far as his trade-offs, I'm actually going to take away his sense of smell. Smell is a big weakness for incursions, so taking it away is both a trade-off and a benefit. But to go in hand with this, I'm also going to make him fucking reek. Like, just smell wretched. I imagine this form gives Ben a very toxic masculine personality, occurring from the major increase in levels of testosterone and pheromones, which is why he can no longer smell, because he smells so badly he would knock himself out. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate bullfrag that I dub Croak King.
Croak King, huh?
Ultimate bullfrag.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, excuse me, I just had to neutralize something.
Last up today, to finally round off the Omniverse boys, we
And here it is, the final alien of them all. Gut Rot, aka the living gas chamber.
Have Coughing's space regional evolution, Gut Rot. When designing Gut Rot, Derek J. Wyatt took inspiration from his favorite Pokemon, something I can really appreciate given everyone says a lot of my guys look like they could be Pokemon, even though they're not supposed to. Anyway, Gut Rot has some pretty interesting abilities. Being able to create various chemical compound gases that can do an array of things. To me, the obvious next step up to that would be dabbling in other states of matter. For his ultimate, I am simply giving him the ability to condense and manipulate his compounds into solids, liquids, and plasmas to go along with his—
Oh my god, I think he even said in the same pattern I did. I swear, I haven't seen this yet.
Gas that he already does. Based on his expertise in chemical craft, I feel like the species would figure out form conversion pretty quickly. As part of that process, they'd also learn how to manipulate most materials, turning them into most any other material they can think of.
Alchemy.
That was oxygen. I added 71 protons to it.
From there, I thought, why not have him come full transmutation circle? As he evolves and can manipulate matter, his own body becomes a test subject. Now he can control the chemical composition of his own body, shifting it into various materials and states of matter. The only parts of him that wouldn't be able to change are his head and his self-made containment suit. The overall design I wanted to resemble a beaker, with his head being the cork. Not only to represent that his body is now an experiment in and of itself, but also to reference like a genie in the bottle for the magical science he can do, as well as reference the dwarf in the flask from Full Metal Alchemist, a character with a vast amount of knowledge on alchemy similar to Gut Rot's knowledge of chemicals. At first, I was dreading working on the fart joke alien, but I am actually really proud of how this turned out, and I really dig his design. To recap, his new abilities include being able to manipulate various states of matter, manipulating the matter outside of his own body, and manipulating his own body into various states and materials. As far as his trade-offs, well, he had to melt his body and put it in a jar, so I'd say that's a trade-off. Other than that, I present my take on an ultimate Gut Rot that I dub Bottle Rocket.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Ultimate Gut Rot.
I actually like this one quite a lot. I'll say number 1 will go to Ultimate Kicking Hawk. Number 2 will go to Gut Rot, and then call me greedy if you want, but Bullfrag can take number 3.
And that is it! I am finally finished. 3
That's
years,
right.
62 aliens, a lot of them with doubles, and I am done. Albedo be damned, I did more at the Ultimatrix than you ever could. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of these guys in the comments
I guess
below.
that's it.
And as always...
But Ash... You forgot Alien X.
No, I didn't forget anyone.
No, there's a whole last separate video about doing Ultimate Alien X. Thanks. So, no, he didn't forget it. I mean, the whole video was... Can an Ultimate Alien X even be done? And in the video, he pretty much just said, how do you make a god more of a god?
I'm going home now.
But Ash. What about Alien X?
Oh my god, fine.
Alright, we get an ultimate god. Here we go.
By popular and excessive demand, we are closing out today covering Alien X. Now, I've talked on the subject of giving him an ultimate several times before on live streams, in that I don't think he should get an ultimate, legitimately. I don't think he should get an ultimate. Not because I don't like him, but because he exists outside of space and time, therefore should not be affected by the process of evolution. Plus the fact that he can already do literally anything.
Yeah,
what additional powers can I add to him? He's already got them all. For my take...
Hold on, before we continue on with this, first off, I'd like to point out how he's doing the Ventruvian man pose for Alien X. That's really clever, and a lot of people wouldn't get catch
on
that.
an Ultimate Alien X, I'm giving him control of everything. Celestial Sapiens already have the ability to warp reality to whatever they deem fit. They as a collective have to make choices and decisions to make changes happen. The only thing above their power would be that power together. So, upon transforming, this ultimate Celestial Sapien pulls all other existing Celestial Sapiens into itself, amassing the power of every individual into one collective body.
Okay, hold on. Now that is like taking polytheism and fusing everything into monotheism. That is truly ultimate.
Finally gives him true omniscience. With the capacity of all Celestial Sapiens, Ben can now actually handle the mental load it would take. Of course, though, there are trade-offs. With all Celestial Sapiens together in one body, not only does their power collect, but their personalities as well. Ben had trouble debating with Bellicus and Serena. Now he has to debate with all the personalities of every Celestial Sapien in existence, about everything, everywhere, all at once. Though he has the power to do anything, with all these voices debating with him all at the same time, he's completely locked in, making decisions across the whole of the Omniverse. It's essentially the same Alien X concept, but on a grander scale. With all of this in his mind, Ben could save a universe before the threat ever even occurred. But these universal threats would seem like nothing to him because they're happening everywhere all the time. Is it similar to my God-locked Greg concept? A little bit, yeah, but that's just because I see ultimate power as a burden, and that's... just know that I really tried with this one. But the real important thing here, and I know people are going to scrub through the timeline of the video to find it, is his design. Taking inspiration from biblically accurate angels, from the outside, Ultimate Alien X just looks like a collection of spinning rings. These rings are made up of the Celestial Sapien personality faces. These rings also symbolize the prison of power that Ben is locked into now. Once he transforms into this, I don't ever see him going back. I don't think he'd be able to. On the inside, you can see thousands of faces.
Honestly, for Ben to go Ultimate Alien X, it would have to literally be a situation so dire that he has to literally give up everything he knows. Family, friends, love, all of that. Pretty much, it would have to be like at the end of Omniverse, was when they went back to the beginning of time to stop that evil Clockwork guy from using the Annihilog to create an evil universe, and how Ben just jumped in after it to try to contain the Big Bang.
all talking, spinning, and whirling around the environment. In the center of that stands a figure. I wanted to keep his main body relatively simple, based as a stark white with universal textures at his fingertips. This is to pull a visual reference from the creation of the universe seen in the series finale. I'm also giving him a multitude of arms, to reference the Vitruvian man in that his power is perfectly balanced, but also to show that he pulls the strings behind the scenes. For his horns, they're no longer the 3 segments representing the number of minds inside him, but now just a larger X stretched down through his face. This is to show that he is being pulled in all directions. And of course, his legs. I only took a couple nipples off. They're still there. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate Alien X that I dub Ultimatum.
Ultimatum. Oh, look at that! Holy crap! Oh!
Ultimate Alien X. Hey, can I go home?
I imagine actually you've seen that in the show, but the voices isn't just the original 3 like when he first transformed. It's in the tens of thousands of maybe even millions.
Home now?
Your time in the Matrix is incomplete. Your work is not done.
What?
Oh?
Yes, it is. I did all the aliens. Even your biblical-looking ass.
There are more.
If you mean more species in Ben 10 in general, yeah, there are, but I said I was covering everyone that had a transformation. It's not like people want to see an ultimate Llewellyn or something. That'd be lame. That's boring.
There are more transformations.
The Predalians.
No. I'm not doing non-canon transformations. If they don't have a definitive base design, I can't work. I'm not doing it.
Canon is beyond your perspective. Look to the multiverse to find your new path.
I did the whole original franchise. I'm done. Unless you're talking about the... Oh, no.
The reboot.
Please. I'm so tired. Just let me sleep. No!
Is he actually going to cover the reboot? Oh, he is! Oh, this is going to be good. Alright, everyone. That is the end for now of the Drawing Matrix, and I can't wait for December to see what else he can do. And honestly, even with now the finished Ultimate Alien X design, I want to give that number 1, but because it was technically thrown in last just to finalize it and shut up the people that would not stop talking about it, it will get an honorary place 0, since it's the, ultimate one, and it goes beyond the list. Alright everyone, well I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see you all again next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.